Welcome back to CypherCon. Today we'll be doing an introduction to Cypher System talk with Sean K. Reynolds. Sean is a fantastic designer and writer, and one of our many favorite Cypher System books, Stay Alive, Claim the Sky, God Forsaken, and so much more. So Sean, what can you tell us about stat pools in Cypher System?
Well, your characters in Cypher System have three different stats: might, speed, and intellect. And basically everything your character does can potentially tap into one of those three pools, either for it to happen at all or for it to happen with a greater effect. Now, if you're used to playing something like D&D, you already are used to having different sets of resources for your character. Your hit points are a resource. If you're a bard, you have bardic inspiration dice. If you are a cleric, you have spell slots. If you're a sorcerer, you have spell slots and sorcery points. And your different abilities cost different amounts from these different pools. For Cypher System, we've just consolidated that all, so it's might pool, speed pool, and intellect pool. For example, if you are an adept, a wizard type character, and you have a spell called Onslaught that does a blast of force, normally that would cost 1 point from your intellect pool. And before you're like, whoa, I don't want to be spending points out of my intellect pool, that's going to be my intellect and I'm going to feel stupid. Your character actually has a stat called Edge that reduces the cost of these things. And if your edge for that pool brings the cost down to 0, that ability becomes free. So most adepts who have Onslaught have an edge of 1 in their intellect. So their 1 point spells cost them nothing. They're basically cantrips, and they can just use them over and over again. Warriors have a similar thing. They might have an ability called Bash that you spend an extra might point. And if you hit, you stun your foe or you daze your foe for a little bit of time. And warriors tend to have a very high might edge, so they will reduce the cost of that down to 0. And so that just becomes your routine thing of like, you know what? I love bashing foes. I love making all loopy with little birds over their heads. Your pools are also used for taking damage. So normally damage comes first out of your might pool. When your might pool is empty, it comes out of your speed pool, and you start getting like, oh, I'm kind of woozy, I'm losing a lot of my health here. And when your speed pool is depleted, then it comes out of your intellect pool. And when all three of those pools are down, you're out, you're dead. Fortunately, Cypher characters are pretty resilient, and you don't often get to that point. There are some attacks that bypass your might pool. You, for example, might have an assassin with a poison blade, and it does damage directly out of your speed pool. Or a monster might have a psychic attack, and it does damage directly out of your intellect pool. One of the fun things about Cypher is that we give you a lot of ways to recover points in your pools, and the main way is you have 4 recovery rolls each day. First one is just like, oh, I'm in the middle of combat or whatever, I just need to take a breath. I'm going to duck behind this table, there's a fight going on, you just kind of focus yourself, you get your roll, get some of your points back. There's another one that takes 10 minutes, another one that takes an hour, and another one that takes 10 hours. That's kind of, you're like, I'm going to rest for the night, I'm going to do my long rest, I'm going to get more of my points back. And so you have many opportunities to get points back in your game. You can also get potions and other things like that to restore points to your pools. But it's just a system of, I'm going to spend points in my pools, I'm going to find ways to reduce the costs out of my pools, and I'm going to find ways to put stuff back into my pools. And instead of having to worry about, well, I've got one resource for my class, like bardic inspiration dice, or sorcerer points, or spell slots, and my other resources of hit points, and something like the exhaustion track, it's just your 3 pool points, which I think is really fun, it's really simple, and it really helps you just kind of get a sense of, oh yeah, my character's might is really low, they're feeling tired and their arms are feeling really heavy. My speed pool is really low, I'm feeling kind of dizzy, kind of sluggish in that sort of way, or my intellect pool is really low, maybe you have a concussion, maybe you have a hangover, maybe everything is just getting blurry and you're getting really, really tired. It's just how you want to kind of role play the different aspects of what's happening to your different pools. That's how pools work in Cypher System.
Nice. Thank you so much, Sean. That was great. So if anyone has any more questions, just join us on Cypher Unlimited Discord, Introduction to Cypher System channel. And from us at the CU, we will see you later.